All right, EDC dump. You saw the title. Why in the world am I doing one of those? Well, stick around. All right, so not law enforcement, not foreign military. I don't carry a gun for a living. Why should you care? Why should you listen to me when I talk about my EDC? No, there's no reason you really should. But I've always wanted to do this. That's the main reason I'm doing it, to be completely honest with everybody. I watch these videos a lot on YouTube, and now that I'm doing YouTube myself, trying to get videos out there, both to bring awareness to the website and to give little tips and tricks about concealed carry, I thought this would be a really cool one to do. I've always wanted to do this. So if there is any little bit of something I can bring to the table to help you guys out as you are going through your concealed carry journey, I've been carrying now for probably 10, 11, 12 years, something like that. And in that time, I've had the chance to try out all different kinds of means of carry, different styles of holsters. And as a holster maker, I basically have an unlimited budget on picking out and designing exactly what I want when I'm carrying. So I hope that in my choices and things that I've done, the products that we sell on our website, that it would help you guys to cut out all of the figure it out, see if it works or not stuff, and just get to a product that works. So I'm gonna go over that, go over my holsters, go over my concealed carry, but also go over just some of the stuff I carry on me every day. So let's get into it. To start off, have my truck keys. So truck key and this little off-brand key bar thing. So this got sent to me in a package of some material that I bought from one of my holster material vendors, and it's actually been kind of cool. You just stick all your keys in there, it clamps them together, and it's been nice now that it's just one single unit instead of having all these different keys jabbing me in the leg all day long, and it keeps them all together. That way I don't lose one by accident. So I don't have any affiliates with anything that I'm about to talk about shy of the holsters, but I will go ahead and still put links in the description to all this stuff, and just in case it's anything that y'all would be interested in yourselves. There's no coupon codes. I don't get any kickback for anything. There's, like I said, only stuff that I've just picked up through the years and passing on some knowledge. So keys. Next one would be wallet. So this is one that I've finally stuck with for a while. This is off of Amazon. So I have no idea who makes it, what it's called. Again, check down below for that info. I'll find it. But I've carried the bifolds, the trifolds. There was a short time that I started trying to make them out of Kydex as a like real minimalist carry. And I liked that idea, but the Kydex just left some to be desired for me. You know, it's really hard to carry cash. You know, we put like a Ranger band or something around it, but still just didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. So came across this thing. It is a folder, so it folds in half, and all of your credit cards go on the inside here. It's got this little lever on the side. You just push the lever and all your cards pop up, which is pretty cool. And then you can just stick them all back in there. So it holds, I don't know, I've got 5 cards in it now. Looks like it's got some more space left for you to probably put 6, 7 cards in it. It's got a spot for your ID. It's got a money clip on the back, and then it's got a few slots in the front for putting things. So I usually keep a couple of business stickers in there to pass out in case I'm talking to anybody about the business. But anyway, I've enjoyed this. It's thin, it's pretty slim. I used to carry in my back pocket with my other wallets, and I have back issues, and so however much it offsets your hips can definitely make those worse. So I've moved over to switching to carrying in my front pocket, and obviously you really want something small if you're carrying in your front pocket. So this has been really nice. Next would be sunglasses. So I recently bought a couple pair of the Gooder brand sunglasses. I'm sure you guys have seen these in like Dick's Sporting Goods, or they're all over the internet advertising themselves. All of the stuff that I had ever seen in like Dick's Sporting Goods or Gander Outdoors or those kind of stores, they don't fit my face at all. They look ugly. But they came out with these. They're on their website. Haven't seen them in a store yet, but they're cool. They're 35 bucks. It's kind of like the flat rate for all of their sunglasses. They're polarized, and their warranty is really, really good. So I actually had a pair of these that I originally had bought, took them out and played around at golf and got some sweat on the lenses, and the lenses started delaminating. And so I got on their website, just messaged them, gave them my order number, told them what happened, and they had another set, this set, in the mail the same exact day. So pretty cool, no charge at all for me. They warranty them, but they're still cheap. They're light. They're not the highest quality, but they're, like I said, they're only 35 bucks. So you're not out much if you lose them, you break them, or whatever. I do have Oakleys and some other nicer pairs that I do enjoy, but again, just trying these out, and so far they've been good. The wrist. So I have one of these little T-Rex arms strap bungee things they sell on their website. You can also make them too. It's literally just bungee cord and a little clasp on the end. But this has actually been a lot more handy than I thought it was going to be. Simple, real low profile to put on your wrist, doesn't get in the way, but it's nice to have a means of tying crap down whenever you need to. Full disclosure, full honesty, I've probably used this thing more between my wife and daughters when they needed a little hair tie to get their hair back. I got 2 little girls, and their hair is just in their face all the time, getting filled with food and junk and whatever else is in front of their faces. So, you know, have to keep the hair back. But nothing makes a man feel more manly or more like a dad when you get to have the tool on you that you need at the time to help your daughters out. So this has been cool. Definitely would recommend something like this. For the watch, I am not a watch guy. This is a cheap Casio Illuminator. I assume that's what it is. Got it from Walmart. I just needed a cheap work watch. So whether I'm in the shop or I also do construction so needed something that I could tell time with, and I didn't have to worry about it getting broke or destroyed or whatever. So this has got paint and dirt, the lenses or the faces scratched all up, and I think I paid like 20 bucks for the dumb thing. So if it ever does fully quit on me, then I'll go buy another one. I do have some nicer watches. I have some nicer watches. They're nicer to me. They're Fossil brand. I'll wear those if it's something where I got to get a little bit more dressed up. But again, it's not like it's a Rolex or a Breitling or anything real fancy like that. I did carry or wear an Apple Watch for a while and got away from it. And just there's something about having your wrist ding every time your phone buzzes, and you get so stuck looking at it all the time. It just wasn't for me. So got rid of that, got away from that. But yeah, cheap watch, but it still works, keeps time. I've had it for, I don't know, 3-4 years now, and I think maybe it's like a minute or 2 off from the real time, so pretty close. The next tool, which is probably the most useful thing that I carry on me, is a multi-tool. So this is the Leatherman Charge Titanium. I don't know if it'll focus for y'all or see it or not. This thing is awesome. I used to carry a pocket knife, and I started carrying this just because I found it to be so stinking useful. Now it is heavy and it is more bulky than a standard pocket knife, but after I got used to wearing it, I honestly don't even realize that it's there half the time. But I swear there's not a day that goes by that this thing does not come out for something. And that's not just opening Amazon packages or anything like that where I'm just using the knife. It's got, let's see here. It's got a cool screwdriver feature on this side, and you can pull this out and swap it over to the flathead. And then it also comes in the package with a whole bunch of these little bits. You have the Allen keys and the Torx and different sizes. I think it's got like the #1 and the #2 Phillips and the smaller flat blade. But that gets used a whole lot. It's got standard stuff like bottle cap opener. It's got a little set of scissors. This little set on this side, which is filthy right now from whatever it was the last time I did it, but it's a little like tweaker style screwdriver. So really small. It's like what electronics guys use to mess around with real small electronics, but you got a flathead on one side and a Phillips on the other on that. Also extremely handy. And then the outside is kind of your standard. You got a standard blade. You got the serrated blade with the gut hook. That gut hook is more handy than you'd realize once you start messing with it. And then I've got the saw blade, and I think this side is a file. Really don't use that all that often, but there has been times that I've used it. And then the pliers. So the nice set about these, the Charge brand or the Charge model of the Leatherman, is that these cutters that are on the needle nose pliers are actually replaceable. So if you were to ever try to cut a nail or something like that with this and it put a dent in these blades, they can be taken off and put a new set on. So anyway, I've had this thing for better part of 5-6 years now, and I don't feel right not having this in my pocket. It is just such a useful tool and such a nice thing to have. So Leatherman does make a whole bunch of different models, and you don't have to go necessarily as nice as this one. I think this one is one of their nicer ones. It's like $180 or something like that, because it's got the nicer S30V steel that the blades are made out of. So it's a pain in the butt to sharpen, but it does hold an edge forever. But they have a lot of other models too that just the idea, if I could pass on any information to something that is game changing to your all's EDC, try to get used to carrying a Leatherman or some sort of a multi-tool around, because it is far more handy than you'd ever realize. And for the meat and potatoes, we'll go to the concealed carry setup here. So I recently switched over and been carrying the X Macro. I carried this, I'll get to the Firearm in a second, but this is our Ninja inside the waistband, non-light bearing holster, just dedicated appendix holster. This thing I designed because I wanted something when I was carrying without a light that was as stripped down as possible, while still having the features necessary for a good appendix carry, something that doesn't print. So there's no extra holes on this for mountain belt clips. There's no like funnel at the top to help for easier reholstering. There is nothing on this that adds any unnecessary bulk. It is extremely slim, extremely low profile. I have the Discreet Carry Concepts HLR Mod 4 clips on here. They are the most low profile clips on the market. They also hold better than any clip that I've ever tried. And then I got the Mod Wing. We have these on our website as well. I use the more shallow of the little standoffs here. It comes with a short one and a tall one. I find the short one fits me better. But anyway, yeah, cool holster, especially for summer carry, still wearing shorts. It's nice to have something super low profile, so check those out. And then I also carry, in conjunction with an extra mag, I just took the mag out of it, but extra magazine carrier for the side. So I used to carry for a while with Sidecar, the connected appendix and magazine together. And it was cool, they're nice. It's definitely, as far as your draw stroke and everything goes, it's very consistent. It's always in the same spot every single time. And I didn't find it to be uncomfortable at all. It's nice too, because when we do the fixed ones, when you bend the Kydex in the center, you can cant it or bend it just enough that it really does help. You almost don't need the concealment wing, because the bend of the holster really helps to tuck the grip of the gun into your body, and does really well with concealment. Where I got away from that though was just being out every single day, and I have 3 kids. We're all the time running errands, doing sports, doing all the things, and trying to use a public restroom with a sidecar on. I mean, it's hard enough when you're appendix carrying to begin with, but to do it with a sidecar was difficult. So you basically are relegated to having to use a stall, and you're having to take the holster off. You're trying to find some sort of a little situation between the handicap bar and the toilet paper dispenser to make sure it sits there and it doesn't fall off and land in the floor and all that nonsense. So switching over to this has made that a lot easier. It's real simple to just pop this off, stick it in your pocket, and this can stay on while you're doing your business. So kind of one of the reasons that I switched over to this combo style versus the fixed. But another benefit of it is that when you're carrying it fixed, or even the flexible style, you know, the space between this and this is what it is. You can't move them back and forth. Whereas if you do disconnect them, you do have the ability to offset these however it fits your body type best. So that's super handy. So we'll get on from that to the gun. So I am carrying, like I said, the X Macro. This is the standard TAC Ops model, so it doesn't have the comp slide. I added the Radian Ramjet afterburner combo and the Magwell backstrap combo from Radian. This gun stock shoots really, really well. Shoots very, very flat, especially for it being one of these like hybrid stacked, really short recoil system guns, you know, like the Glock 43X or some of the other ones out there. They're really snappy. This is not nearly as snappy as those. Does not shoot like a full-size gun stock, but shoots close. Now with the comp on it, it does. It shoots like a full-size gun, and it's still extremely low profile. Carries a lot of rounds. It's got 17+1. if you can actually get the 17th round in the magazine. I know Radiant, I haven't bought them yet, but they make the true carry base plates, I think is what they call them, but it's just an extra tiny little bit of space so you can get that 17th round in the mag. But still, 16 rounds plus one, it's a lot of rounds to be carrying in a gun of this size with this level of shootability. So I did opt to not carry with a light on this one, just because it's still summer. Like I said, out most of the time during the daylight, really don't have a necessary need for having a light on. And then again, I'm trying to keep this thing as low profile as possible. So the extra weight of the light was just kind of an unnecessary thing. If I do go out at night, or if I'm going to be indoors where power could go out and I could need a light, then I usually will carry a different gun. But those situations are few and far between, so carry for what you're actually going to use, not for what the thousands of possibilities could possibly be. Like, this is going to get the job done 99% of the time. I am carrying on this one, it's got the O-Sight from Olight. I got it because I was buying O-Lights to put on the website, and they had a deal on this. It's actually not been horrible. My main complaint is this is the rechargeable one. So it comes with that little housing that you snap over top of it, and it recharges the internal battery. That setup kind of sucks. There's been a handful of times that I've forgotten to put this thing on charge. I go to pick it up. Because I carry it every single day, the auto on feature basically stays on. So the battery just drains right out of it. And if you're not on top of having that little charger charged up and having that thing sitting on this thing, it's a pain in the butt when you pick it up and it's dead. So they do make an option now with an external changeable battery that I would suggest if you are going to go with one of these, that you definitely go that route. But I do plan on probably just going ahead and upgrading this to the Holosun EPS carry at some point. The light, or the red dot, though, I can't say that besides the battery that the rest of it isn't bad. It does have a decent clarity on the reticle, and it is small, compact. The buttons work good. It's held 0 for the time that I've had it, so I can't complain about it, other than just the battery kind of is the deal breaker for me. So anyway, there's the concealed carry. I plan on doing another one. Actually, one more thing that I would like to point out. So when you're carrying, another huge game changer is your belt. I had recently switched over to the core belts. So these are their ratcheting. This is their black multicam tactical. I'm not exactly sure the specifics on it, but anyway, these ratcheting style ones, the buckle has a little tab in it, and then the interior of the belt has these ratcheting things in them. And so you click it and you can hear it, and once it's set, it does not come apart. All you have to do is grab this little tab. So this thing can adjust to your exact waist size. You're not going to get stuck between two holes in your belt and finding which one fits more comfortable that day. You can also change this on the fly. So if you're sitting down for an extended period of time and you've got your belt tightened to standing up, just flip this little lever as you go to sit down. It just pulls itself open just enough so that when you sit down, it's more comfortable. But having a rigid style belt is an absolute game changer in concealed carry. So that's one of the things that the second that I switched over to carrying with a rigid belt. I started off with the Next Belt brand, and they were good. They're very, very comparable to the Core, but Core's got 1,000 times more options, and their system just feels nicer. We actually carry them on the website now, so you can check them out there, or you could just go straight to Core's website. They are awesome. And like I said, game changer for concealed carry. So besides the Leatherman being a cool tool to carry, if there was something that I would say that would change your concealed carry experience, it is get yourself a decent belt. Get yourself something with some rigidity. And like I said, if I had to, I would say recommend Core, just because they have so many different options out there. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm gonna plan on doing another one of these in a couple months when it gets cold outside. Still pretty warm. I'm gonna be wearing the same thing for a while now. But once it gets cold, guns will change, stuff I carry around will change, and I'll give you all an update then to kind of see how things happen in the winter. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.